Good day, everyone. I love the Jumari M. Evangelisan will be discussing about air pollution. Air pollution is contamination of the indoor or outer environment by any chemical, physical, or biological agent that modifies the natural characteristic of the atmosphere. So, air pollution daw is consists with chemicals or particle at the atmosphere. But what causes air pollution? Some pollutions comes from the natural sources that we don't have any control. So, like for example, dust, volcanic eruption, dust storms, and wildfires. But most air pollutions comes from the human activities, like for example, smoking cigarette, releasing toxic smoke from the factories, driving cars, and burning fossil fuels. That can tarnish the air you breathe, that can cause severe health and environment problems. So, like for example, no, when we burn fossil fuels like decomposed plants or organisms, they discharge carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and fluorinated gases that can trap from the sun in the Earth atmosphere, leading to rise temperature. So, it can create no a cycle which climate change create higher temperature and intensify air pollution by increasing the smog in the environment. So, what is smog? So, smog is a type of air pollution that reduces visibility and has serious health effects. So, air pollution can make people very sick. Apart from breathing issues, it can create a diseases such as lung cancer, respiratory infection, and heart disease. So, how can we reduce the ever-increasing air pollution? We can do that by spreading awareness about consequences when we burn fossil fuels and urge them to reduce its usage. So, next, switching off any device when not in use, like for example, TV, um, or any electrical device when not in use. Next is walking or riding a bicycle when needed. So, next, opting for the public transport system or kaya pagko-commute.
Everyone, my name is Vincent Kyle Fernandez Perdon, and I am the reporter for this topic. Air pollution episode. Atmospheric pollution as a real concern is only a recent phenomenon as far back as our grandparents' time. The atmosphere was thought of as so vast and limitless, capable of absorbing any amount of pollutants and safely dissipating them as they literally vanish into thin air. Thus, the following incidents were not enough to wake people up to the reality of air pollution. So, yung noong panahon na iyon, ang Meuse Valley sa Belgium ay isang sentro ng industrialisasyon noong 1930. Maraming pabrika ng sulfuric acid, glass, steel at zinc ang matagpuan sa Lambak. Noong Disyembre 1, 1930, nangyari ang isang thermal inversion. Ito ay isang sitwasyon kung saan may isang layer ng tahimik at mainit na hangin sa ibabaw ng malamig na hangin, na epektong humihila sa malamig na hangin at pinipigilan itong umakyat at maglaho ang natural. Sa loob ng 2 araw, hindi bababa sa 60 katao ang namatay. Ang mga matanda ay ang mga matanda na may mga sakit sa puso at respiratory ang may pinakamataas na rate ng pagkamatay. Pati ang mga hayop gaya ng baka ay hindi kaligtas. Number 8. Europe's acid rains that deface cities and destroy forests. The 6,000 historic houses, monasteries, and churches of Poland are architectural masterpieces. Forests have also been damaged by acid rain, and at least 445,000 acres are affected. Acid rains form from sulfur dioxide emissions and rainwater leach nutrients from leaves and soil. Ang 6,000 na makasaysayang bahay, kumbento at simbahan sa Poland ay mga obra maestra sa arkitektura. Ang mga kagubatan rin ay naapektuhan ng acid rain at hindi bababa sa 445,000 acres ng naapektuhan. Ang mga asido na nabubuo mula sa sulfur dioxide emission at ulan ay umagos at umalis ng sustansya mula sa mga dahon at lupa. What is air pollution? The atmospheric is made up of roughly 1,789 nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% of other gases like carbon dioxide, inert gas, mostly argon, and moisture. The presence of contaminants in the atmosphere, which is injurious to life and property, is considered air pollution. The contaminants such as obnoxious gases, dust, smoke, vapor are what we call air pollutants. The origins of the atmosphere. Scientists believe that the atmosphere was formed from gases which escaped from the interior of the Earth. The gases, particularly water vapor and carbon dioxide, were gradually released to subsequent from the Earth's oceans and land. Land was originally plain limestone. Oxygen was formed by the photodecomposition decomposition due to light of water and the small amount of photosynthesis from the limited sample of plant life that existed under the sea. A sufficient amount of oxygen eventually accumulated to begin the formation of the ozone layer. In the upper atmosphere, as we know, the ozone layer is crucial to life since it acts as an ultraviolet light filter, absorbing much of the lethal ultraviolet rays of the sun, thus effectively shielding the Earth. The developing of the ozone layer in the upper atmosphere led to the expansion of life, especially on land. Prior to the formation of the protective ozone layer, life existed only below the water surface, for it was water that served putang ng yawa. The origins of the atmosphere. Scientists believe that the atmosphere was formed from gases which escaped from the interior of the Earth. The gases, particularly water vapor and carbon dioxide, were gradually released to the subsequent form the Earth's ocean and land. Oxygen was from the photodecomposition of water and the small amount of photosynthesis from the limited simple plant life that existed under the sea. A sufficient amount of oxygen eventually accumulated to begin the formation of the ozone layer in the upper atmosphere. As we know, the ozone layer is crucial to life since it acts ultraviolet light filter, absorbing much of the lethal ultraviolet rays of the sun, thus effectively shielding the Earth. The development of the ozone layer in the upper atmosphere led to the expansion of life, especially on land. Prior to the formation of the protective ozone layer, life existed only below the water surface, for it was water that served as an ultraviolet light filter. On the other hand, the rapid expansion of plants on land increased the amount of photosynthesis and subsequently the amount of oxygen and ozone on Earth until I reached the present life-sustaining level. Nitrogen in the atmosphere came from the Earth's interior and accumulated steadily until it also reached its present level. Ang pag-unlad ng ozone layer sa itaas ng atmosfera ay nagresulta sa paglawak ng buhay, lalo na sa lupa. Bago pa ang pagbuo ng protektibong ozone layer, ang buhay ay umiira lamang sa ilalim ng surface ng tubig, dahil ang tubig ay nagiging filter ng ultraviolet light. Sa kabilang banda, ang mabilis na paglawak ng mga halaman sa lupa ay nagdulot ng pagtaas ng halaga ng photosynthesis. At sa kalaunan, ang dami ng oxygen at ozone sa mundo ay umabot sa kasalukuyang antas na nagpapalago ng buhay. Ang nitrogen sa atmosfera ay nagmula sa loob ng lupa at unti-unting nag-accumulate hanggang narating din ito ang kasalukuyang antas. Air pollutants, their sources and effects on man's health. There are two classes of air pollutants based on the state of matter of these substances: the gaseous pollutants, which are made of gases, and the particular air pollutants, which are made of very fine suspended liquid or solid particles. 8.3 Particulate pollutants. This is great diversity among the types of particles in air. A convenient classification would be to classify them as organic, living or coming from a living being, or inorganic. Number 1. Organic particles. The organic particulate pollutants include pollen grains, microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, molds, or spores, and insects or parts of insects such as hairs, wings, and legs. Organic particles are responsible for many effects that are detrimental to man, including hay fever, some kinds of bronchial asthma, various fungus infections, and airborne bacterial disease. Ang mga organic particulate pollutants ay kinabilangan ng mga pollen grains, microorganism tulad ng bakterya, fungi, molds o spores, at mga insekto o bahagi ng insekto tulad ng buhok, pakpak at paa. Ang mga organic na partikula ay responsable sa maraming epekto na masama para sa tao, kabilang ang hay fever, ilang uri ng bronchial asthma, at iba pang fungal infection at airborne bacterial disease. Inorganic particles comprise a vast array of materials, some from natural sources and other results from man's activities. The natural materials include sand and soil particles, salty droplets near the seashore, and volcanic dust. Man-made particle pollutants include smoke from the combustion of coal, oil, wood, and other sources of fuel. These particles consist mostly of carbon and include various carcinogenic compounds, and other airborne particles are insecticide dust and lead used in gasoline. Metallurgical operations such as production of metals like iron, steel, copper, lead, zinc, and aluminum bring about particulates as byproducts which are potential pollutants. Non-metallurgical industrial activities also contribute to particle air pollution. Ang mga inorganic particles ay binuo ng malawak na uri ng mga materyales, ilan ay galing sa likas na pinagmulan at ang iba ay resulta ng mga gawain ng tao. Ang mga likas na materyales ay kinabibilangan ng buhangin at lupa, malinaw na patak malapit sa baybayin at abo mula sa bulkan. Ang mga inorganikong particulate pollutants na gawa ng tao ay kinabibilangan ng usok mula sa pagsunog ng uling, langis, kahoy at iba pang pinagmulan ng fuel. Ang mga partikulang ito ay pangunahing binuo ng carbon at kasama ang iba't ibang mga carcinogenic compound. Ang iba pang airborne particle ay mga alikabok ng insekto at lead na ginagamit sa gasolina. Ang mga operasyon ng metallurhiya tulad ng production ng mga metal tulad ng bakal, steel, copper, lead, zinc at aluminum ay nagdudulot ng particulates bilang mga byproduct na maaring maging pollutants. Ang mga hindi metallurgical na industrial na gawain ay naglalaan din ng ambag sa particle air pollution. 8.5. The effects of air pollution on the atmosphere. The first noticeable effect of air pollution is that it makes it more difficult to see around the beyond us. The decrease in visibility is due to the scattering of light by particulates or small particles in the air. Pollutants also affect the weather through mechanisms such as fog formation and the reduction of sunlight reaching the earth. Three major global meteorological effects caused by air pollutants are the greenhouse effect, which is mostly due to carbon dioxide, the effect of particulates on the Earth's atmosphere heat balance, and the effect of climate change from man's massive use of energy. Ang mga pollutants ay may apekto rin sa panahon sa pamamagitan ng mga mekanismo tulad ng pagbuo ng ulap at pagbawas ng sikat ng araw na umabot sa lupa. Tatlong pangunahing global meteorological effects na sanhi ng mga air pollution ay ang greenhouse effect na karamihan ay dahil sa carbon dioxide, ang epekto ng particulates sa balanse ng init ng lupa, at ang epekto ng pagbabago ng klima mula sa malawakang paggamit ng enerhiya ng tao. Thank you.